What's up, everyone? It's Alicia. And today, we're going to do something absolutely insane. I'm talking about places so remote, so protected, and so dangerous that almost no one has ever been there. Forget your typical tourist spots. We are going to the ends of the earth. I've spent the last month researching the 10 most hidden places on the entire planet, and what we found is going to blow your mind. Some of these places are literally illegal to visit. Others require a boat journey that takes months, and one of them is home to a tribe that has never had contact with the outside world. These aren't just vacation spots off the beaten path. These are locations that are basically impossible to get to. We're talking about active volcanoes in the middle of nowhere, brand new islands scientists are keeping secret, and even the deepest point on Earth. I dare you to try and book a flight to any of these places. Spoiler alert, you can't. We're going to count down from number 10 all the way to the single most remote, unreachable spot on the globe. Kicking off our list at number 10 is a place so lonely it's literally called the most remote island in the world. This is Bouvet Island. If you were standing on this island, the closest piece of land to you would be Antarctica, over 1,000 miles away. That's insane. It's located in the South Atlantic Ocean, and when I say it's remote, I mean it's the definition of the middle of nowhere. Getting here isn't just hard, it's a monumental challenge that almost no one ever attempts. There are no airports, no harbors, nothing. Imagine trying to land a boat here. The entire island is surrounded by massive cliffs that drop straight into the icy, violent ocean. And if you somehow manage to get past the waves and the cliffs, what do you find? A landscape that is 93% covered by a permanent glacier, a giant block of ice, volcanic rock. It's sitting all by itself in the angriest part of the sea. It's so isolated that the nearest inhabited land, Tristan de Cunha, which is also on this list, is over 1,400 miles away. That's like driving from New York City to Dallas, but it's all just empty, raging ocean. Because of these extreme conditions, the number of people who have ever set foot on Bouvet Island is ridiculously small, fewer than 100 visitors, ever. We're talking about a number that is probably less than the number of people who have walked on the moon. All right, for number 9, we're heading to a place that's not just hard to reach, it's illegal. This is North Sentinel Island, in the Bay of Bengal. What makes it off-limits is its inhabitants, the Sentinelese. Archival glimpses suggest one of the last uncontacted tribes. They may have lived in total isolation for up to 60,000 years. They have no contact with modern civilization, and they want to keep it that way. India has declared a 3-mile exclusion zone around the island. This isn't a suggestion, it's strictly enforced. There are 2 reasons. Reason 1, protect the Sentinelese from disease. They have almost no immunity to common illnesses like the flu or a cold. A single visitor could trigger an epidemic and destroy their population. That's why the exclusion zone matters. Reason 2, protect you. The Sentinelese are openly hostile to outsiders. Approaching boats have been met with volleys of arrows and with spears. They've made it very clear they don't want visitors. Fishermen who strayed too close have been killed. Even a missionary who went there illegally in 2018 was killed. North Sentinel Island remains one of Earth's greatest mysteries. We know almost nothing about their language, their culture, or their way of life. It's a living time capsule from the Stone Age, left alone by modern society. A humbling reminder. Not every corner of the world is meant for us. It's hidden not by geography, but by a human wall. That makes it one of the most untouchable places on the planet. Coming in at number 8, we have the Pitcairn Islands. Now, unlike the last 2, people actually live here. But getting there is a whole other story. Tiny, isolated British overseas territory in the middle of the Pacific. And when I say tiny, I mean it. The population of the main island, Pitcairn, hovers around just 50 people. That's not a typo. 50. Well, you don't fly. There's no airport, no runway, not even a strip of flat land long enough to build one. The only way to reach Pitcairn is by sea. You have to fly to Tahiti, Then take another flight to a more remote island, and from there, board a supply vessel. This journey by sea takes over 32 hours. The supply ship only makes this trip a few times a year, so if you miss it, you're waiting for months. The residents are mostly descendants of the mutineers from the famous HMS Bounty and their Tahitian companions, who settled here in 1790. Visiting Pitcairn is technically possible, but it's a logistical nightmare reserved for only the most determined travelers. You have to apply for permission to land and arrange a homestay. For our number 7 spot, we're heading back to the South Atlantic to an even more remote inhabited place than Pitcairn. Welcome to Tristan de Cunha, the most remote inhabited archipelago in the world. This group is a British overseas territory. Its main island is home to about 250 people. There is no airport. The only way in or out is via a fishing or supply vessel from Cape Town. The journey takes a minimum of 7 to 10 days, depending on weather. Boats make the trip only about 9 times per year. The island is dominated by Queen Mary's Peak. It last erupted in 1961 and forced a complete evacuation to England. Almost all residents chose to return. The community is almost entirely self-sufficient. They farm potatoes, fish for lobster, and raise livestock. Visiting requires permission from the island council and a confirmed return passage before you set out. It's a journey back in time, a living example of human resilience and incredible isolation. Chapter 5. Alright, we're cracking the top half of our list now, and for number 6, we're going to a place that is pure, raw, and violent nature. This is Heard Island, McDonald Islands, located in the Southern Ocean, about 2/3 of the way from Madagascar to Antarctica. They are an external territory of Australia, completely uninhabited. The environment is one of the most hostile you can imagine. What makes these islands so extreme? Active volcanoes. Mawson Peak dominates Heard Island, a 9,000-foot volcanic cone draped in glaciers. This is Australia's only active volcano. It's been known to have lava flows that run down its icy slopes and into the sea. The McDonald Islands are smaller but highly active, even changing size and shape in recent decades. Because of unique ecosystems and extreme danger, they're a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a nature reserve. Access is strictly controlled and almost exclusively for science. It takes weeks by specialized ship, and landing is often impossible. The islands are a sanctuary for wildlife. Huge penguin colonies, seals, and seabirds thrive precisely because there are no people and no introduced predators. Coming in at number 5, the Kerguelen Islands, the Desolation Islands, in the southern Indian Ocean, part of the French southern and Antarctic lands. About the size of Delaware, but with almost no people. The furious 50s slam them with constant gales. Weather can flip from sun to snow in minutes. Over 300 days a year of precipitation. A rotating 4,100 scientists, engineers, and researchers live at Port-au-Français. There is no tourism. A French research vessel services the territory only 4 times a year. Here you'll find the Kerguelen cabbage, historically vital against scurvy, massive king penguin colonies, elephant seals, and a treeless tundra that feels like another planet. Profound solitude and raw, untamed beauty. Desolation defined. Chapter 7. At number 4, we have a place that is so new, it's younger than most of your parents. This is Surtsey, an island off the coast of Iceland that literally did not exist before 1963. It was born from a massive undersea volcanic eruption that lasted for nearly 4 years. From the depths of the Atlantic, this land emerged, a fiery, smoking island of black rock and ash. It was an incredible geological event that scientists from around the world watched with amazement. It was the birth of an island, live on camera. Immediately after the eruption stopped in 1967, scientists realized they had a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. They had a completely sterile, brand-new piece of land. To protect this unique experiment, Surtsey was declared a nature reserve, and access has been strictly forbidden to almost everyone. Only a handful of approved researchers are allowed to set foot on the island. They are thoroughly checked before they land to make sure they aren't carrying seeds or microorganisms. There was even a famous incident where a tomato plant started growing because a scientist had relieved himself and a seed survived. The plant was immediately destroyed to keep the experiment pure. Surtsey is a living laboratory of colonization. Scientists watched as mosses and lichens took hold, followed by grasses and other plants, the first flies and spiders arriving on the wind, and seabirds nesting, bringing vital nutrients. It's teaching us fundamental lessons about ecology. For the rest of us, it remains a place we can only see in pictures and documentaries, a secret baby island that is being raised by scientists in isolation. We are now in our top 3. Number 3 looks like it was designed by Dr. Seuss for an alien planet. Welcome to Socotra Island, part of Yemen in the Indian Ocean. Its isolation is not just geographical, but biological. Separated from Africa for millions of years, that isolation created one of the most unique collections of plants and animals on Earth, often called the Galapagos of the Indian Ocean. The landscape is absolutely bizarre. The most famous resident, the dragon's blood tree, an incredible umbrella-shaped tree that produces a dark red resin, blood. Also, the bizarre bottle trees, thick, swollen trunks with tiny branches and pink flowers. Over a third of plant life is found nowhere else. For a long time, Socotra was hard to visit. Lack of infrastructure, remote location, very infrequent flights, or a long, difficult sea journey. Recent years, conflict and instability in mainland Yemen. A small, limited number of adventurous tour groups visit again, still one of the hardest to reach destinations. The logistics are a nightmare, and the political situation can change in an instant. Socotra is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, recognized for outstanding universal value. But it's a fragile paradise threatened by climate change, overdevelopment, and invasive species. Caught between an ancient, otherworldly past and an uncertain modern future. For those who make the journey, a glimpse of a different world, a true alien landscape on our planet. All right, our number 2 spot is a place that sounds like it's straight out of a horror movie. This is Deception Island in Antarctica. And yes, that is its real name. Not your typical endless white ice. Black sand, steam, wrecks. Deception Island is an active volcano. The caldera collapsed and flooded with seawater. Ships can actually sail inside the volcano, through Neptune's bellows, into the flooded caldera. That is absolutely wild, but sailing in doesn't mean it's crowded. Only a small fraction of Antarctic tourists come here. Landings are strictly limited. Ghostly whaling remains, rusting tanks, and geothermal hotspots make it haunting, beautiful, dangerous. Very few will experience it firsthand. We have finally made it to the number 1 most hidden, most impossible place for any tourist to see. We are going deeper than any mountain is tall. This is the Mariana Trench, its deepest point, the Challenger Deep. Located in the Western Pacific, it's almost 7 miles down. If you dropped Everest in, its peak would still be over a mile underwater. This isn't a place you can visit. It's a place you attempt to survive. The pressure is over 1,000 times sea level, like 100 elephants on your head, instantly pulverizing any normal vessel. Total darkness, near freezing temperatures, more hostile than the surface of Mars. Only a tiny number have reached the bottom, fewer than those who walked on the moon, using multi-million-dollar custom submersibles. It's not empty. Bizarre life like sea cucumbers and amphipods survive there. Yet we have better maps of the moon and Mars than of our own ocean floor. The Challenger Deep is the ultimate frontier, the number 1 most hidden and inaccessible place on Earth. And that's it. The top 10 most impossible places for a tourist to visit, from the world's loneliest island to the literal bottom of the ocean. These places prove how wild our planet still is. What do you guys think? Which one blew your mind the most? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this adventure, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. We've got more insane videos coming. Until next time, Stay curious and keep exploring.